When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. Well, life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle.
Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish,
the podcast that's here for you anytime, any place. And by any time, I mean after midnight. And by any place, I mean whichever hole you find first.
You have to look for them? You have to find them?
You have to search for them deep in the covers.
Okay. Bring a weed whacker, I guess. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Ketz.
We're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. And today,
we're
going to chase the truth.
We're going to talk about chasers.
We're going to talk about chasers, which this one's Derek's fault, but we'll...
Yes, Derek decided to make us do this. So this is one of our, of recent note, this is one of our most potentially cancelable episodes.
Also, like every time Derek pitches an episode, it's horse markets. So the instant he says something else, like that, that's the winner, just to throw him a bone or whatever.
Yeah. Metaphorically
speaking.
Yeah.
Okay. I am in Bangkok, Thailand, Kyle.
Yeah.
And, if I sound like this, by this I mean hoarse. I'm not sick at all, but I karaoke'd my ass off.
Did you?
Yeah. And then I think I got roofied. So I'm all out of sorts. But
do you really think you got roofied?
Yes, I really think I got roofied. I was saying this during the meeting before we started the show that like I am very, very good at drinking, like an expert level drinker. And so when I black out, especially when I black out, not thinking that that's the direction that my evening was heading, if you know what I mean, then like I just assume that there's something like extra going on. But luckily, I was with some friends that I met at the strip club. So they were either the cause or the solution for me making it through that missing time episode. I was time traveling.
Did you get home safe? And okay.
Yeah, I got home safe. I woke up. I woke up here in my very, very fancy room at the W Hotel in Bangkok, and here I am. But I definitely like lost most of Sunday. Here's the thing, Kyle.
Yeah.
Time zones are fucked and time zones are weird. And I can't blame the time zones. I'm well adjusted by now. I've been in Asia for over a week. And I was out partying with them until 7 a.m.
Wow.
And so I basically didn't exist yesterday. I just kind of wallowed in bed all day.
That's smart. At least you had a day to wallow.
That's true.
That's nice.
That's true. It's like I planned it.
It's like you planned it. How is the strip club? Are we going to get a gay bar review of it?
There will eventually be a local gay bar review. Yes.
Okay. So I won't ask you to give up too many of your secrets, but
yeah, but those boys were hot. Anyway. Okay. We don't have any feedback or corrections. Feel free to send those in, everybody. We like those. I like knowing that I have fucked up. And what else do we talk about at the top sometimes?
We need to tell you that this is the last episode before our...
No, just stop. This is the last episode, everybody.
This is the last episode. Surprise. Surprise. This is the last episode before our 450th episode. So check it out. If you're a Patreon member, remember that it is merged with our Patreon happy hour on Tuesday, August 5th at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We are going to answer the questions. If you have questions, send them into Gayish Podcast +450@gmail.com. We will answer them live. We will take Patreon questions live. And then we will hang out for a little bit for our happy hour. So join us on Tuesday, August 5th.
Yeah, do it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a party, Kyle.
It is going to be a party. Pants optional per usual.
Pants optional per usual. Okay, we did it. We did the things.
Yeah, I think we did.
Here's the news.
Shut your mouth hole. It's time for your ear holes. News.
Okay, news the first, Kyle.
Yeah.
On just last week, Puerto Rico Governor Jennifer Gonzalez Colon signed one of the most restrictive trans care bans in America. By the way, Puerto Rico is America, everybody.
Is, in fact, America.
The ban prohibits hormone therapy and gender-affirming surgeries for anyone under 21. The law threatens healthcare providers with 15 years in prison, $50,000 fines, and permanent loss of medical licenses for providing such care.
For providing the medically recommended care to, like, they swear their thing to do no harm. So, like, what do you do? That's like a fucked up situation to put people in.
Yeah, it's a rock and a hard place kind of a situation. I think what I would do is just do it anyway, and then keep my fingers crossed that nobody finds out.
Yeah. I mean, you might go to jail for that decision. Like, are you willing to go to jail for it?
Yep. Well, the Puerto Rico LGBTQ plus Federation immediately announced their plans to challenge the law in court, calling it, quote, cruel and inhumane, which I think is the nicest way to say fucked up. Medical associations representing physicians, surgeons, psychologists, and other professionals had urged the governor to veto the bill, but of course that bitch didn't. It also prohibits public funding for such care and mandates educational campaigns about the risks of transgender healthcare. Requires
educational campaigns about, like, going against medical science.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, why let the truth get in the way of a good poster?
Yeah, I guess so. Jesus.
Yeah, it's super fucked. Sorry, Puerto Ricans. Welcome to America. News the second. So it was very quiet. I didn't hear anything about this in the mainstream media, really, but it's worth talking about. The U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, the USOPC, quietly amended its athlete safety policy on July 24th, so just 4 days ago, to bar trans women athletes from participating in the Olympics and the Paralympics. Lambda Legal condemned the policy change as cowardice personified, which is another nice way of saying fucked up, and warned that there will be impacts on trans women athletes and the broader trans community. This represents a significant setback for trans athletes' rights at the highest levels of athletic competition, effectively excluding an entire category of athletes from elite sports participation with global implications given the international nature of Olympic competition. Here's the thing I want to know, Kyle.
Yeah.
The vitriol and the hatred and the horse shit has reached like this giant, huge fever pitch. Is it all really just about sports and bathrooms? Like, is that really, like, it's always about trans women. Nobody seems to care about trans men, and it's trans women in bathrooms and in sports. Like, is that, and I guess the like medical care thing, but I feel like the medical care thing is like something that's gotten thrown in there. Like, if we're gonna be against trans people, then we might as well go whole hog or whatever.
I think it's just scared of, like, there's this group of people that you don't understand. And so rather than like learn about this group of people or understand them or come from any place of empathy, you just attack the things that jump out at you. And it's like, oh, I'm scared of being in the bathroom with someone I don't understand or know, or like, oh, I'm worried they're going to dominate women's sports. Like, none of those things happen, but like politicians, right-wing politicians, stoke that fire and make people afraid of these things that don't happen, and then that there's this backlash to it. So it's like, it's frustrating that it's shit that doesn't even happen and is not even real.
Yep. Care about shit that matters, everybody, because this doesn't, at least not the way that you are claiming it does.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, news of the last. I found a happy one, Kyle.
Oh, good.
Great. The UN Human Rights Council voted to renew the mandate of an LGBTQ plus rights expert for 3 years. It passed with 29 votes in favor, 15 against, and 3 abstentions. Kenya was among the supporters, along Chile, Germany, and South Africa, while several African nations and Qatar opposed it. And of course, the United States didn't even participate. We have withdrawn from that council after President Trump said, "Yeah, no, we're not doing that." But basically, the mandate allows South African scholar Graham Reed to continue documenting LGBTQ plus rights abuses globally and engaging with governments on how to respond. The vote reinforces international commitment to LGBTQ plus rights monitoring at a time when many countries are rolling back protections, including ours, Kyle, the United States of America, which is more and more fucked up. Frankly, okay, here's the thing. I don't know a lot about Kenya, but I don't think of it as a gay-friendly place. And the fact that Kenya is voting for the for gay rights or gay rights monitoring when the United States can't or won't says something about how far we have fallen and how fucked up we are right now.
Is it? Do you think we just have to get through the next administration and then things will be back on the right course, or are we permanently damaging the view of trans people in this country for a lifetime?
I think that it is. I mean, nothing is ever permanent in politics. I don't think anything's ever permanent in culture, but I do think that we have made some damage that will be very, very difficult to repair, that will take far longer than a change in the White House, assuming we're allowed to vote in 2028. It's like, and part of the thing is we voted for that motherfucker and that was bad enough. And then Biden came into office and cleaned up a lot of his shit and everybody sort of breathed a sigh of relief. And then we voted for that motherfucker again. I don't know why anybody anywhere in the entire world could possibly trust the United States of America and our fucking choices. So so Trump's out of office again, assuming we get to vote in 2028. Who's the next one? Does JD Vance continue to grow in power and popularity, and eventually he is in just things are so polarized, and we have political schizophrenia or something, and I don't see us ever being trusted again. Never say never. Like I said, things always shift and change, but it's going to take a really long time for us to repair even just relationships with Canada and other people who countries who have been our long time allies that we've totally fucked with all of this tariff horse shit. I don't think we easily undo that damage.
Yeah, that's rough.
How did we turn the good story into a shit ball?
Gayish.
Yeah, that's the news.
That's the news. Speaking of good stories, I want to talk about our new Patreon member, Keith Woods. Thank you, Keith Woods. You made a good day even better.
I don't know any Keiths. I used to work for a Keith at Microsoft, and he was very, very nice. But I always had a sense that maybe Keith wasn't his real name.
What do you think his real name was?
Kenneth.
Charvin. If you want ad-free episodes a day early, if you want to use Mike's hole, if you want to attend our Patreon happy hour, then you can, all these benefits and more if you go to patreon.com/gayish podcast.
Hey, everybody, listen to Kyle. If you join our Patreon at the $2, at the $2 a month level, you will get to participate in the 450th live stream Q&A extravaganza on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, and then you can quit. You can quit right after that. So for the low price of $2 for a week, if you want, we're also hoping that you sign up and then forget to cancel. But you can come you can join in the fun.
Yeah, do it. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
Do you want to talk about Chasers?
Let's talk about Chasers. So, okay, Kyle.
Mike.
When we said that we were going to do Chasers, and again, I can't stress this enough, this is Derek's fault.
Yep.
There are so many different kinds of Chasers, and we're going to talk about quite a few of them.
Yeah, we're going to talk about bunches of them.
But what's the first one that you think of when you say Chaser?
Chubby Chaser.
Chubby Chaser? Yeah.
That's the right answer, right? Because that's what you're about to talk about.
Yeah. That's what I'm about to talk about, which you know that because we talked about it before the show.
Because we planned out the episode. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. That's what I think about also. Well, actually, it depends. Like if it's clear that you're talking about a person, then yes, Chubby Chaser is the first thing that comes to mind. But in the absence of context, I think of that as being like what you have to drink after you take a shot.
Right. There's also the alcohol chaser. Yeah.
Alcohol chaser. But yeah, let's talk about Chubby Chasers, Kyle.
Yeah.
And I did not know any of this before starting the research for the episode, and I'm kind of excited about it.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Okay, so in case you don't know, and I'm just being pedantic, and y'all, good thing that we're not a video podcast because you would see Kyle do a full body eye roll. But a chub is a overweight or obese gay man.
Thank you. I'm sure that clued in dozens of people who had no idea what a chub is.
Well, I don't know. We have people for whom English is not their first language, and I wonder if we take for granted sometimes that like slang terms, because it is slang. Anyway, so the Venn diagram of the universe, chubs and bears do kind of overlap, but chubs are like their own thing. Like I'm not a member of either community, or at least I don't identify as such. Although if I don't get back to keto soon, I might. But it turns out that there is a fairly concrete story. Like lots of these terms in gay culture just kind of emerge. Like we don't know who coined them. We don't know where they came from, but we have a pretty good idea of exactly where chubs and chub culture in a gay context came from. So,
we do.
Yeah. In 1976 in San Francisco, California, they founded a social group called Girth and Mirth, or G&M.
That's cute.
Yeah, and they it was a social organization that was a club that was put together in San Francisco that was specifically for positive attitudes toward larger bodies and fat fetishism. And again, it was 1976, but that, just like Pride celebrations, it very quickly spread to other cities. There were chapters that were formed in Boston and New York very quickly after that. And that led to there was another social organization that sort of spun off or also launched, and it was called the Affiliated Big Men's Club, ABC. And it started this thing that they called Convergence. And Convergence is like a convention for chubs and chasers. And it was actually started in Seattle, Washington. So the very first the very first Convergence was held on September 1st, 1986. You were barely born, at the Mayflower Park Hotel. And they have had one ever since. Nope, sorry. They had one all the way up until 2020 when the pandemic happened. And but every year from 1986 until the pandemic, they had it. And I don't know if they're planning on bringing it back or not. But as near as I can tell, the pandemic was sort of the end of it. But ABC, the Affiliated Big Men's Club, absorbed Girth and Mirth, and then the whole thing was renamed the Big Gay Men's Organization, or the BGMO, in 2013. And I just thought it was really interesting that, unlike some other gay subcultures that have sort of just emerged from the depths of time, this was like a movement. This was like an orchestrated, coordinated, we're going to make this be a thing, and they succeeded.
Yeah, there's like an organization that we can trace its roots back to, which is not always how it happens in subcultures of gay community.
Yeah, exactly right. There's also, so it expanded internationally. Japan apparently is super into the chubs and chasers dynamic, and was among the first countries to say like, hey, yeah, we're into that too. Let's do it.
Wow, this is international.
And Europe has also has convergence from time to time. And yeah, it just for whatever reason. And like, I think that there's got to be something like not merely cultural going on. Like, I think that there's a type of person for whom a bigger person is just like immediately viscerally attractive because of how quickly this catches on. It's like feet, like foot fetishism. There's definitely something going on like in the brain that makes people into feet, because we see it across cultures. We see it develop repeatedly and independently as a thing.
And that, I mean, that's part of the question. And is like, is this a fetish? And is it acceptable? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. Anyway, that's where I wanted to go first out of the gate, was just talk about chubs and chasers as being a thing. And chasers, the name of the episode, is the name that is given for people who are specifically into larger men and pursue them, chase them. It was all very intentional, and all started in 1976 in San Francisco.
Wow. Well, let's learn a little bit more about why chasers are into chubs, because I have this Ask Reddit that the question is, chasers, what attracts you to chubs?
Yeah.
This was posted. What?
That sounds like a really hard question to answer. Like, like, I don't know. I have some kinks about stuff. And like, if you ask me like, why are you, Mike, why are you a size queen? I have no idea. I don't know where it came from. Like, don't ask me. It just is.
Does it feel good when it's inside you? Is that part of it?
It's part of it, but that's not the thing. Like, that's not why.
Are you a size chaser? Are you a dick size chaser?
Yeah, I think so.
What makes you turn the corner from just someone who's interested in them to a chaser? Where does that line show up?
Yeah, I'd say if you've ever used that filter on Grindr.
Okay.
Right? You're saying like, this is what I'm looking for. Fuck everything else. This is I want this tag.
And I care exclusively about this tag, and the person comes second after I do the searching.
At least at least right now today while I'm looking at the apps.
Yeah. Well, let's see if these people can illuminate us a little bit more. This was posted to Ask Gay Bros Over 30 by 40s by Throw. The full question is, perhaps I was just hanging with the wrong people, but it wasn't until I started accepting my sexuality that I thought I would ever be attractive as a chub to anyone other than another chub. So my question is this to chasers. Can you explain what makes you more attracted to us? Is it just that you don't care about weight? And if you see a guy with a cute face, that's all you see? It may be hard to describe, but just curious. It always seems too good to be true.
My guess, I mean, we'll see. It's your segment, but my guess is that it is not just a pretty face and that weight doesn't matter. Like, I think weight very much matters to chasers, and that's my guess. Go for it.
Let's find out together while you
let's go on this journey, Kyle.
And while you make some coffee in the background.
Yeah.
You can do that while I'm talking so I can cut it out.
Yeah, exactly. Go for it.
Okay. You're doing that while you're talking though.
Then talk now.
Okay. We're fighting. The most upvoted response was, man, I wish there were more chasers in the world. Haha. Or at least in Southern California. LOL. That's not a helpful response.
It's not helpful.
That doesn't answer the question. Why is that the top most upvoted one?
Because maybe SoCal has no chubs and there's just a lot of people looking for them. I don't know. I have no
Someone
idea.
said there are a bunch in SF. Someone else said they're hiding. Someone said hibernating, perhaps. And then lastly,
God.
someone said that's my job, not theirs. Let's see.
Hibernating?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the Chub's job, not the Chaser's. That was the joke. It was funny. You're making your coffee. Someone else said, not a chaser, but I usually find chubs or dad bod guys way sexier than slim, lean, or ripped guys. The latter usually turns me off often. It is like my brain is shaken at the moment I see big guys, especially if they are cute or masculine or when they have gentle personalities. I am having a huge crush on a neighbor who happens to be a chub. I drool whenever I see him in the elevator. He never imagined I am having a gay crush on him ever. So for this person, it was like not just a turn on chubs, but a turn off if you're not a chub.
Yeah. So, okay, whenever anybody uses the phrase dad bod, I'm like, do you mean an actual dad bod, or do you mean that, like, there are a lot of quote unquote dad bods who like they're actually very fit? Like, what? We overuse that phrase.
A dad bod can just mean someone who like actually goes to the gym and just doesn't have a six pack, and that's all. You're just saying that you're not like jacked,
right? Yeah.
I don't like the phrase dad bod now that you say it.
Yeah.
Someone else said, I don't know if I'd call myself a chaser, but I've always been attracted to a cute face.
Yeah. Okay. This is the like, it's not about the body. It's just like, I don't care about the body, and a cute face is a cute face.
Yeah.
That does not a chaser make, though. I don't think.
Well, this person said specifically they didn't call themselves a chaser, but I think you can be into a cute face and the body doesn't matter. And it just tends like if you just keep finding bigger guys attractive because they have the cute faces, I don't know, maybe the faces you like are the ones on chubbier bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else said, I'm not sure if this counts as I'm attracted to men belonging in the bear category and not really well aware of the different tribes here, but I just like their physicality. Bears can often be the best type of lovers because they complement their husky build with kindness. The best sexual experiences I've had with men so far are those with older graying bears. And I wish I'd kept in touch instead of disappearing like I usually do. No more. A little bit of a personal issues came seeping into the end of that question or answer. But I think this is a common theme, is that people say like there's a kindness to bigger guys and they make for good lovers. Lovers. So I don't know if that's, maybe fit guys don't make as good of lovers as bigger guys do or something, but I don't know. Someone else said, I love handles, roundness, volume to a certain extent. If he's confident about his weight, if it's hot. If he's not, it's a vulnerability which triggers my protective and supporting aspects. Someone else said, I'm 45. I'm fat now, but wasn't always. In my teens, 20s, early 30s, I chased chubs. It's not that I see their face and nothing else. It's that I see everything and I like it. There's nothing better than fucking a guy and grabbing his soft hips or squeezing a tit or whatever. And if you're an ass guy, every fatty has a great ass. LOL. I don't like twinks much. Nothing to them. Sex is twice as satisfying with a bigger guy, and I always preferred my guys big, not just pudgy. That sounds to me like a chaser.
Yeah, that's getting there. Yep.
And again, there's something about sex with chubby guys that people seem to be into. I think maybe the sex with bigger guys is just better.
Well, so quite a few people said things like that or adjacent to that, but I don't know if anybody answered the question.
What kind of answer were you looking for?
I wanted what I said. My guess was going to be that they're going to be like, I don't know. But I just think they're fucking hot. I can't help it. Like that's what I expected, and nobody really said that. They all gave like reasons, and they all sound reasonable, but like I don't know. I just in my heart I believe that there's a lot of fetishistic behavior that ultimately is just like nonsensical, no idea where it came from, but it's nevertheless true and compelling. And like
when we talked about tickling, a lot of people were like, I remember that being tickled caused my tickle fetish. So like sometimes you know where your fetish came from.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Maybe there's a chubby guy that you went to school with in your gym class and you were always into him, and that started your fetish.
Maybe you love Santa.
Maybe you love Roseanne. John Goodman is quite the chub.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Or was. He's like skinnied out as he got older.
Yeah, he lost a bunch of weight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, you want to talk about a totally different kind of chaser?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So I wanted to talk about race chasers, and specifically behaviors online around race. And usually what we talk about is the no fats, no femmes, no Asians, right? Which that's interesting because like another way to say that is no chubs, right? With the no fats part. Whatever the opposite of chasing is, like aversion, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And saying so makes you a dick. But there are also chasers of specific races that online, and a lot of them have nicknames, not all of which are not offensive. So please don't cancel us or cancel me over.
Well, maybe just don't say them.
Well, I mean, I don't think any of them are like, I don't know, grotesque or anything, but
oh, okay.
So no fats, no femmes, no Asians. There are chubby chasers, and there are femme chasers, and you're going to talk about a little bit later about trans chasers, which is sort of adjacent to that. And no Asians. There are Asian chasers online, and so white men who are exclusively or primarily attracted to Asian men are sometimes called rice queens.
Oh, yeah, that's not great.
That's not great, but that's a thing that like gets like people will self-identify that way.
Yeah.
This one I'd never heard before, though. Apparently, Asian men who are specifically chasing white men are called potato queens.
Why potato queens?
Because white people love potatoes.
Oh, okay.
Like
Okay.
Irish people love potatoes, and that's why. And then there's but there's also behavior around only dating inside your own race, and this is maybe we don't think of it as chasing, but it is sort of the same phenomenon of like we can study.
Can you fetishize your own race?
Well, this is sort of a question, right? Like, is it fetishistic or fetishistic behavior to like be into people who look like you?
Isn't that just, I think that's like natural. Like we are innately more attracted to people who look like us out of like safety and tribalism.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why Republicans suck. So it leads to some pretty painful behaviors. So like there's this study that was looking at quote unquote color blindness online on the apps, and apparently black gay men receive 20% fewer dating app responses than non-black men. 64% of non-white gay men, so gay men of color, 64% have reported racial discrimination of some kind on dating platforms.
Wow.
And so OkCupid did a thing where they mined their internal data from 2009 to 2014, and it showed that 45% of white users only talked to or dated other white people.
Wow.
and black users were 10 times more likely to message white people than receive responses. So there's measurable racial hierarchies in digital dating, but there are people who are chasers of specific racial groups. Like, again, there are Asian chasers, there are black chasers, there are Latino chasers, and we don't necessarily use the word chaser to describe them. I think maybe because we recognize that it's gross. Like, chaser has this cute connotation to it when it comes to chubs and chasers, but that is the behavior. That is what they're doing. There has been some conjecture that when it comes to black people and to a lesser extent Latinos, that it's about penis size, but that's actually what's being chased, which that's just the gross stereotype that certain racial groups have larger penises than others, which the data does not support. Mm-hmm. But yeah, anyway, so Rice Queen is an Asian chaser, Potato Queen is a white chaser.
I know it's a cutesy name, but like it's wrong regardless, right? Isn't that like the thing about chasers is like you're dehumanizing someone to just one characteristic about them and not seeing the full person. I think that's part of like the inherent in the definition of a chaser. So I think no matter what, it's kind of gross.
Yeah. Well, okay. So when it comes to like race stuff, like on Grindr, the no fats, no femmes, no Asians, whatever version of not chaser, a version that you have, I think be into who you're into. Don't be into who you're not, but you don't have to fucking announce it like it's the goddamn airport. Just keep that shit to yourself, because it definitely marks you as a racist or as ableist or as, I don't know what the ist would be for somebody who's anti-chub, but like, it's I don't know.
It's also like if you're excluding whole categories of people, just whole
sight
cloth,
unseen.
Yeah. Without actually seeing a picture or knowing anything about them, that's something to question about yourself.
Yeah. Yep. But back to your question about like, where's the line? Like, what makes a chaser? I'm pretty enamored with this whole, like, have you ever used that as a filter on Grindr before? I really think that is like, you're specifically seeking this, whatever the tag is, out. That is chaser behavior. And I'm very, very happy that Grindr at least no longer has filters for race, because there's definitely people that would use it if it existed. But anyway, that's race chasing, and just another kind of chaser in our community.
Well, let's talk about the kind of chaser we haven't talked about yet. That's bug chasers.
Oh, yeah. Have
you heard of bug chasers, Mike?
I sure have. I think we did a Patreon segment or a shrinkage or a bonus something about it. We kind of went into it, but I think that was mostly about the tattoo. I don't know if you're going to talk about the tattoo or not, but
no, not at all.
Yeah, go ahead, hit me.
So the definition is intentionally seeking an HIV infection through sexual activity. They are people that eroticize HIV infections, and they are generally men who have sex with men.
Yeah.
There are gift givers, who that's what it is called when they are the people that infect other people with HIV.
Yeah.
And according to Google, one study found that 5.5% of profiles on a barebacking website. So we're narrowing down to like, we're looking at a barebacking website. So this is not representative of the entire population. It's of barebackers and people that are on a barebacking website. Like, that's a distinct subcategory of people. 5.5% of them identified as bug chasers.
Okay. I mean, that seems like a lot. Like, it seems so, I don't want to use the word horrific. It seems so, there's something bad going on.
Is there something wrong with this? That's one of the questions.
Well, okay. So this was a plot point in Queer as Folk, which boyfriend has been watching Queer as Folk. So it's been like on my mind lately, because sometimes I'll join him in revisiting that show, the old one, which was, from the late 90s and early 2000s. And this was a plot point. God, what was the guy's name? Michael Novotny's boyfriend is positive, and then has a whole thing where like this guy is trying to get him to give him HIV. And I think now with the advent of PrEP and third generation treatment options for HIV AIDS, undetectable is untransmittable is our like medical reality now. It is not the death sentence that it was in the early days when we didn't have any options. So I think that maybe that's changed the moral meaning of this kind of behavior. I also wonder if that has, I would be interested to see if the data has shown that there's less, that it's less of a thing now, maybe. Because like the danger, like the teeth have been taken out of the monster. In a way.
Yeah. Interesting. But that doesn't answer the question. Is there something morally wrong with being a bug chaser?
Okay, taken to its extreme, taken to its logical extreme, which is a fun exercise sometimes. It depends on how people feel about suicide and or euthanasia, I think, right? I think that if you have moral judgments about a person who would engage in self-harm, which you shouldn't, by the way, but if you do, then it's I think pretty easy to draw a line to this being equivalent, maybe.
Yeah, we do a lot of things that hurt ourselves. We drink alcohol, which
but
hurts ourselves.
We don't drink alcohol so that we can like kill our liver. Like,
I mean, but
I do. I like my liver needs to be punished, but I think people are drinking because it's fun, not because they're trying to like do permanent damage to their body.
Maybe bug chasing is fun.
So I do think it's a thrill. I've also heard the theory that like it's about anxiety, that there's like they're chasing relief from not worrying whether or when they're going to get it. That they're like, trying to take control of this existential anxiety that they have about the infection. Yeah. And so in order to control that and make the anxiety go away, like not worrying about it anymore because it has arrived. It's like when I'm sitting at a restaurant, I fucking hate waiting for somebody to arrive. And it's so like if you and I are sitting at a restaurant and there's another friend that's going to join us, I'm not listening to a word you're saying. I'm waiting for that other person to arrive, just anxious. And then once they have arrived, good, I'm back.
Yeah. Yeah. I have some of the theories on why the motivations behind them. And the first one is a result of, interestingly, the fear of an HIV infection could be one, because then that gives you the empowerment, that gives you the power instead of being kind of a victim of it. For some people, another motivation could be it's masculinizing, which that was an interesting theory.
Masculinizing.
Yeah.
I'd say, like, does it?
There is no more explanation about it. This is all from Wikipedia. Soup's masked to have HIV, bro.
Wow.
No, I don't know. Yeah. Some people are. Yeah.
Interesting. No, I think
masculinizing because like the idea of like using condoms or protection is like feminizing. It's like not what men do. And men, especially like gay men, like we don't need to do that. We don't use protection. I don't know. I think there's something in those lines.
Okay.
Another theory on the motivation is it's sexually stimulating to have an HIV positive status because it's taboo.
Yeah.
This is the one that I understand most because people want a shared identity and a shared sense of community, which I could see, by becoming gay, you're automatically part of a community, a subgroup of people that share something that helps you bond, have a way to get to know each other. Like we know each other because we joined a gay group. So like there's there's something that can bring you together about that. So I could see like the idea of an HIV positive status giving you a sense of community with other people that also have that status. For some people, it might be political device and an action against social norms through a transgression of popular sentiments about gay life. I think this is also like the rebellion against like condoms and protection.
Okay.
And then lastly,
I'm not sure I understand that one. Like, that's harder for me to like grok in my head, but
yeah, I agree. Some people
God,
like
just stop saying grok because of that motherfucker that with X.
Oh, yeah. I think
God,
so.
he ruins everything.
He ruins everything. Well, at least he's going to get the Epstein files released. So there you go.
Sure. Yeah.
And then the
Not that it
last
fucking
one
matters. I'm sure it's fake news / it was okay somehow / like Jeff is dead. So like it's just, oh my God. I want to know how in my heart I believe fully that there will never ever be any consequences for that motherfucker ever, and that somehow he will also not suffer consequences from being a fucking pedophile.
Yeah, I agree with you. But the last motivation that is unclear whether it's true is suicide. This was like it was like maybe that's a motivation. Unclear because we don't know too much about this subgroup and have not studied it extensively. So unclear if that's the truth.
Yeah.
Something interesting about this subgroup of people is that their actions may not reflect the name. They, according to one study, quote, only a small portion of men were genuinely seeking partners of discordant serostatus, meaning someone who has the opposite HIV status. Having identified online as a bug chaser or a gift giver did not consistently correspond to behavioral intentions, as 25% of HIV positive men and 36% of HIV negative men were specifically seeking partners of the same serostatus. So for some subgroup of men, the name bug chaser or gift giver was not reflective of their actual actions because they were looking for someone who had the same HIV status as them. So that wouldn't lend themselves to like the name is kind of misleading in that way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Also, for some subgroup of men, they were ambivalent about their partner's HIV status. So again, that would lead itself to make you believe like maybe they're not actually bug chasers if they either are going after someone of the same HIV status or don't really care about the HIV status of the person they're sleeping with.
I mean, I think that is modern medicine at work, at least a little bit, right? Like I'm on PrEP and tend to be careful, and like that means that for the most part, I don't care about the HIV status of people that I'm around or even sexually active with. And that's just not a luxury that we had 10, 15 years ago. And now we sort of do. So it's like the value proposition has changed.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, to be someone who defines themselves as a bug chaser and is ambivalent about an HIV status is interesting. Like that combination of those two things together in a person are very interesting.
Yeah.
This might have started since the start of the AIDS crisis. Newsweek reported on it, so we know for sure it existed by 1997 when an article came out called A Deadly Dance. There was a Rolling Stones article that reported on it in 2003. And most notable about the Rolling Stones article is that it made the assertion that 25% of all new HIV infections in gay men were caused by bug chasing.
Mm-hmm.
The Rolling Stones article says it got its information from Bob Cabbage. Cabbage. We'll just go with Bob Cabbage, the director of behavioral health services in San Francisco's Department of Public Health. But after the piece came out Bob Cabbage said in a letter to Rolling Stones, "I did not have data, as I explained to the author, but was saying it was probably more common than people wanted to think." So Bob Cabbage was definitely like trying to distance. He's like, "I didn't say that number. I didn't say it was 25%. No one knows what the real number is." He was just explaining that it's more likely than we would think.
Yeah.
So some of the questions I have is it okay to fetishize HIV?
Is it okay? Well, okay. I want to separate out chasing behavior is different than chasing desire. And I think that like we talked about this on the pedophiles episode. That's not a thing that I thought that we were going to talk about today, but like sometimes people can't help what they have a desire to chase or desire to do.
Right.
And that is a different proposition than acting on it, pursuing it, being actualizing it. And like, I don't think that people can help their desires or their impulses. All they can do is mitigate it so that they don't act on it if it is morally or legally unacceptable to do so. And I think that's an important like distinction. That's an important separation.
Oh yeah. Is it okay to act on the desire that you have for wanting HIV?
Yeah. So for my personal rubric, my personal calculus here, I think that wanting to chase bugs or any other chasing that we've been talking about today that's fine. That's morally neutral. Acting
mostly
because
you don't have control over it, right?
Yeah.
Because you just want what you want and likely didn't have a say in that.
Right. But acting on it, I think, I think that's probably not okay. And I've never thought about it until right now. So that's, making me pause. But since when have I stopped running my mouth just because I don't know what I'm talking about? I think about like when I was a kid and there were chickenpox parties, or I think about during the pandemic, there were even people that had COVID parties. Like, let's all intentionally get this thing. And just from a public health standpoint, that's reprehensible. So I think if you're actually out there trying to contract or seroconvert, then I think that's probably morally unacceptable.
I got chickenpox intentionally from my brother or him, me, I forget which one. Like, because I thought it was good to like get chickenpox when you're young and you can fight them off and then you won't get it again as an adult. I think chickenpox might be a different category.
No, I think that we've just been acculturated to believe that that's the case. I think like to intentionally take a child and put it into proximity of an ill child so that they also get ill. That's woo. Like,
but isn't
we did the same thing. Like,
isn't that so you build up immunity to it when you're younger and can defend against it?
Don't we have vaccines for that?
Oh.
Like, that's how people get like shingles. Like when you get the shingles vaccine, it's the same. It's herpes zoster. It's the same vaccine, or same virus. I don't know. I think that enough people have done it and casually believe that it's okay and have been around that we've become acculturated to it. But I think it's pretty.
This is
terrible.
blowing my mind. I always thought chickenpox was a different thing than all of these other things. I didn't realize that was just a myth perpetrated by big chickenpox to give you chickenpox. It's one of those things that's like, does the public health value of it outweigh your individual liberties? Because it is encroaching on your individual rights to say like, hey, you can't, when we said told people not to get together with other people during COVID, that was infringing on your personal freedoms, but in a way because the public health was more important than your individual right to have like a dinner party with your friends or whatever. Is this the same thing with all the tools we have at our disposal? If you're still a bug chaser today, maybe that's okay because everyone around you has the tools to defend against contracting it from you. So if you decide you want it, maybe that's okay for you to do that.
Well, and bug chaser, we're usually specifically talking about HIV, but that is not the only STI that's out there in the universe. And would you say the same thing about syphilis?
Well, but now we do have things. That's a weird example right now because we have DoxyPep, which helps reduce your chances of getting things like syphilis. So we do have additional tools to help prevent against that.
But if you intentionally are seeking out a syphilis infection and take DoxyPep, one of the primary arguments against the good of DoxyPep is that it increases the chances of antibiotic resistance, that we're creating superbugs by the use or potential misuse of antibiotics. So, like, I don't know, man.
Should we try to stop this subgroup from growing? How could we stop this subgroup from growing?
Is it growing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing an entire episode on them, so clearly now it's going to be so popular, everyone's going to know about it.
Yeah, everyone knows, Kyle.
We're so popular.
We're basically Las Cocheritas.
Yeah. Yeah, that's bug chasers.
Okay. Well, it's time for another kind of chaser altogether, Kyle.
Okay, let's do it.
I want to talk to you about storm chasers.
Yeah, they love the X-Men Storm.
Yep, they are obsessed with Halle Berry. Storm chasers, if you don't know, are
if you haven't seen the movie Twister,
right? Are people who intentionally seek out extreme weather events such as tornadoes and hurricanes. Now, some of them are studying these things. Like I would think, meteorologists and weather scientists are they're not this. This is like your Uncle Joe who like drives his pickup truck toward the tornado. And it's lots of theories are out there about like why people become storm chasers. Brontophilia is one of them. That's people who are sexually titillated by thunder.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I assume they were people that were turned on by Brontosaurus, but
who knows? They might be, right?
Shit out of luck for that one. Yeah.
If we clone the dinosaurs and then they just like people just start jizzing everywhere because of it, then
we'll know.
We'll know. Yeah. So storm chasers are a thing. They seek it out. A lot of authorities say, please don't do this because it is dangerous and you are potentially going to be a drag on like our ability to help people that didn't intentionally seek out danger.
Yeah, we have other important things to do that don't include saving your ass.
But in reading about storm chasers, it turns out that there are two kind of famous storm chasers, at least inside the storm chasing community, who are trans women. And
no way.
So I just wanted to talk about them briefly. Chimera Comstock is a trans storm chaser, and she was talking about a supercell of storms in Colorado and Kansas, and she said, quote, "It's one of those parameter days where everything is maxed out. If you get something on the ground, it's going to be guaranteed to be a monster." She said it in a high risk, high reward scenario. And so she chased this set of tornadoes. Quote, "I think we probably had about 7 tornadoes off that supercell, and multiple times we had tornadoes that were on the ground at the same time. And then the crown jewel of the day was we had a large, dusty corkscrew tornado that was an anticyclonic tornado. And I think that's probably the single most photogenic tornado I've ever seen, on top of it being the rarity of being an anticyclone tornado." To hear her talk about it, it's like she wants to fuck the tornado.
You can tell she's really into them tornadoes.
Yes. But talking about storm chasing and storm chasers in general, she says, quote, "Most people who are familiar with storm chasing through television, they're not going to know any particular women storm chasers because it is so male centric. And I would like to see that representation change. In an even smaller group of storm chasers are people that are in the LGBT community, like myself." and she actually chose to come out as trans while standing in the eye of the Hurricane Laura in 2020.
What did she? Is her name Laura? I forgot her name.
No, her name is Chimera.
Shit. Man, to call yourself the name of this hurricane you're in the middle of and be like, my new name is this now. That would have been badass. Okay, fine, Chimera. Your name is
apparently
cool
the storm
too.
chasing community was like starting to spread rumors about her that she was trans. And so she was trying to get ahead of that and be like, fuck yeah, I'm trans, but I'm still a storm chaser, even though I'm a woman. She flew a trans pride flag from inside the eye of the storm.
Wow, that's intense.
Yeah. Quote,
this reminds me of rodeos because, like, I don't know that I think they should exist, but if they do, I want there to be gay people there and trans people and lesbians. Like, I don't know that I want storm chasers to actually exist, but I'm glad there's a trans person there.
Yeah. Let's see. She said, quote, it's difficult when I have to go out and chase by myself. I'm in very rural parts of the country. There's not a lot of safe options for restrooms. I'm out there by myself at night a lot of times on these nocturnal events, and it's made me rethink a lot of the ways that I approached storm chasing. And then another trans person, she uses she, her, and they, them pronouns. Rachel Sanner is the co-founder of Tornado Titans, and she is says she's still grappling with what it means to storm chase as a trans femme person. Quote, experiencing the difference and what storm chasing is when you're not cis male was humbling. It's still something I'm grappling with. All the implications of like what it means to be chasing by yourself in rural America, miles away from the nearest person on a dirt road where no one's around, but then a set of headlights appears. Like that changes how that feels 100%.
Yeah, it's hard to know. I mean, your safety could be threatened in multiple ways in that instance.
Yeah. I was really questioning, quote, is this something that is even for me? Am I allowed to roam the rural parts of America as a trans person in search of tornadoes? I resolved that conflict in 2020. And there was they stopped because of the pandemic, but then she said 2021 was my comeback tour. Anyway, so they both have been chasing for nearly 20 years. More women are joining them out in the field, either to report on the storms, to photograph them, or even just to see a tornado in person rather than over the radar. And it's so super interesting to me that there's this apparently very totes mask bra community around chasing storms, and that these trans women are breaking so many barriers in that world, in that community.
Now that you say that, I could definitely see it being a masculine thing. Like, oh, we're dudes, we're gonna do dumb shit like go after storms, and it's all about the masculinity, bro, and we're so cool kind of vibe. I could see that happening.
I mean, it definitely seems like if it's dumb and or dangerous that it's dudes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that's storm chasing and these two trans women that are making things happen. Speaking
of trans women,
yeah,
I feel like if you say the word chasers, some of us will think chubby chasers, but I think other ones of us will think trans chasers. And the kind of more common phrase is one that I'm not going to say because it's the T-slur chaser. So I am using, as other places did when I saw it referred to as trans chaser.
Well, which, like, you know me with etymology and history and whatnot, the T-slur used to be like, not that it wasn't hurtful then, but I think was far more common before. Like,
for sure.
I think the trans people have had a lot of strides in acceptance and education, and that back in the day, though, the T-slur was just like what we said.
Yeah, it was all around for sure. The definition of a trans chaser is someone who, often a cisgender man, who is attracted to a trans person and then usually a trans woman. A 2023 article I found by Donna on mytransgendercupid.com was called, well, what's a trans, I'm changing language. What's a trans chaser and how can trans people spot them? And here are 10 signs that someone may be a trans chaser. First, the overemphasis on genitals. A consistent focus on your genitals, such as asking inappropriate questions about your penis or genital surgeries. That could be a sign that that person is a trans chaser. And I think all of this is just about like not seeing you as a fully realized human being and only focusing on the parts that they are into or intrigued by or turned on by. And when you're a trans person, your genitals often come up as something that is part of that identity. So focusing exclusively on your genitals is one of the signs. Fetishizing your identity. The person seems more interested in the novelty or taboo of being with a trans person than genuinely interested in you as a person. They have 10 tips, but I think some of them are repetitive. So there's secrecy about the relationship and avoidance of public outings are two different kind of different signs, but ultimately not wanting other people to know or see the relationship could be a sign they're not actually, they don't actually care about you. Maybe they don't share anything about you to their family, friends, or social media.
Oh, that's fucking interesting.
What?
Yeah. Oh, the like, yes, I'll fuck you, but I'm not going to let my friends see us together. Like there's something going on there.
How many dates into a relationship is the right time to meet your friends? So if you haven't,
whatever your answer is, it's less than that.
You can't get out of the question like that. Because like at some point it's like, isn't it weird that I haven't met your friends yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 6.
I was going to say 10.
See?
Lack of interest in post-transition life. This one was interesting. They show an obsessive interest in your life before transition, but aren't interested in your experiences or plans post-transition.
That's interesting.
Yeah, for sure. There's avoidance of personal topics. Again, this is, I think, part of them not seeing you as a fully realized human. So they don't care that much about you as a actual person. They care about your transness, the fact that you're trans, your trans status.
Okay, that's interesting though. Like if
What?
Okay. Is this dating or just hookups or like both? Because like there's a lot of shit I don't want to know about you if it's just a random hookup. Like,
that's very true. I think this on its own, it's one of those things that like I have an overemphasis on people's genitals during hookups. So like that one doesn't help me at all but yeah, maybe it's like the collection of these that helps know, or if multiple one of these show up. Yeah, I'm the same way. Some people start talking to me about stuff and I'm like, I really wish you would put on your pants and head out. Yeah. Insensitive language and behavior. They frequently use derogatory and outdated language to refer to trans people or trans experiences, which that should be a red flag for any of us, not just trans chasers. If someone is using outdated language for trans people, maybe don't date them. Did you see Laverne Cox's ex-boyfriend was a MAGA Republican?
No. Oh,
yeah.
Girl.
Yeah. That was a whole news story that people had opinions about.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not what we're talking about.
I mean, she dodged a bullet there. It sounds like.
Yeah. But like she knew about it while they were together too. So like, I don't know.
You in danger, girl.
Get out. Another one is dehumanizing sexual fantasies, which, okay, objectifying sexual fantasies. I guess, yeah, that's another one that like you can objectify me when we hook up, but maybe this is not about hookups. Maybe this is more about dating someone.
Yeah.
Or no, there could be individual hookups that are very like dehumanizing to a trans person that like a trans chaser could seek out hookups with a trans person. So yeah, I think this could be across the board.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is kind of repeating. Exclusively interested in pre-op trans people. And then lastly, disrespect of boundaries. They disregard your personal boundaries, particularly those regarding sex or intimate behavior. So I think a lot about like respecting you. What?
Yeah, I'm trying to separate out like some of these things. I think it's just like it's not the sign of a trans chaser as much as it is just a shitty person.
I think it could be a little of both. It could be a little of both. If they, I think, not respecting your boundaries, it's like not respecting you as a human being could show up in a lot of different forms. And I think one of the ways this could show up is in a trans chaser who's like not interested in you or your experience or anything about you. They just are with you because of your identity.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are 10. So if you exhibit any of these behaviors, then it might be time to question yourself. I doubt we have anyone that listens to this show that's a trans chaser. Well, maybe not. All right. Well, think about it. Reflect on these then if any of these spoke to you in your experience. So
you have me questioning and
what?
like not, oh, this is uncomfortable, but that's why I'm going to talk about it.
What?
I have hooked up with trans dudes before. And I don't know, like, not proud of it, but like on at least more than one occasion, like I was interested because they were trans. Like, I guess that makes me a trans chaser. Now I feel bad. I don't know.
You weren't interested in them until you knew they were trans? Or
No.
you were only interested in their transness, not.
Well, okay. So, like, it's single digits people that I've hooked up with who are trans, but like, at least in two cases, they like passed, and I didn't know. I didn't know until like it was going down, and then I was like, okay, whatever, sure, fine. So those I feel good about, but I definitely have had like somebody reach out to me on Grindr or Scruff or whatever, and then we get to talking, and then they say that they're trans, and then I think of that as like a positive, a bonus, a like. So I don't know how to feel about that, because I wasn't necessarily seeking that out, but like then when it came up, I was like curious.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think if it's a bonus and not like the only thing you're seeking, I think a trans chaser is like exclusively interested. Like if the fact that you didn't know and then it came up means you weren't seeking them out because they were trans, and you weren't finding them just because they were trans. You weren't like talking to everyone you could, hoping one of them was trans,
right?
Kind of deal.
Yeah. I've not used that Grindr filter. That's
okay.
That's the bar. That's the bar. Have you used the Grindr filter?
Yeah. So I don't think that sounds like a trans chaser to me.
Okay. I just heard you say I'm a great person. Thank you.
Well.
During the Patreon segment, I'm going to talk about Toyota. There's the Toyota Chaser, but then a bunch of stuff about the company that's worth like chatting about. But what about chasers, Kyle? Did we do it? Is there more to?
I just don't. I feel there's something that's kind of icky to me about chasers, and it's hard to place a judgment on people's personal interests. But you're right, like separating the desire versus the behavior. Maybe it's the behavior that makes me feel a little bit icky about. And so I think this is like a difficult topic to talk about, because there are definitely some people that are like chubby chasers or into people of specific races. And I don't know, it's hard to be like, that's gross. But like, I don't know, there's just something icky to me about chasers.
Well, and I think there's something binary too that's happening, right? Like it doesn't, I'm sure that there are people for whom it is just like, they have to be black, they have to be a chub, they have to be trans, and like it's the one thing and one thing only that matters in terms of their behavior. But then I think that it can get more complicated of like, there's multiple factors. There's like a dozen different things about the situation. And how big of a percentage does this one thing have to be before you start calling it chasing or chaser behavior? And I don't know. I think it's tricky. I think it's really easy to just say, is that a chaser or not? That's a binary thing, when really I think human sexuality is complicated, and the things that we do and act on are similarly complicated. I don't know. It's complicated, Kyle.
Yeah, I guess it's complicated.
Did we do it?
Yeah, we did stuff.
Yeah. Should we chase a break?
Let's chase a break.
Okay, let's take a break.
Break.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
Are we back?
We're back.
We are back.
We're going to do our gayest and straightest.
We're going to do our gayest and straightest, but first, hey, here's your last chance. This is the last time you're going to hear it.
Yeah.
We have a live stream that you should come to. Patreon happy hour /live stream /extravaganza for our 450th episode. And that is Tuesday, August the 5th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Bring your questions so that we can answer them. If you don't want to come to the live stream and ask your question in person, or if you're not on Patreon and therefore can't attend the live stream, please send us your questions to gayishpodcast +450@gmail.com.
Yeah. And also another thing, this is the last time you're going to hear it, is vote for us on the podcast awards. If you're listening to this the day it comes out on Thursday, July 31st, then today is the last day you can vote. Go to podcastawards.com, find us in the LGBT category, and vote for us. And maybe we will lose less bad.
Yeah, we want to lose less bad.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to lose, Kyle. This is how it goes.
That's how it goes. It is, for sure.
Derek and Romaine said that they were going to make us win, which I didn't know that they had that power.
They wield quite the power when it comes to this, because they win every year.
Yeah.
Contact info?
Nope. Local gay bar review.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's see. So, which one of these do I want to do? Let's talk about the Eagle in Los Angeles, California. You and I went there together,
fun.
I believe. This was during our tour, maybe like a long time ago in 2023, maybe.
Oh, I don't remember this.
Well, great. I'm so thankful for your lack of a memory, Kyle, because it lets me repeat things over and over again.
Yeah.
But the Eagle, Los Angeles. I wrote here that it was very eagle-y, and by that I mean like it was darker and had the like sort of industrial metal /leather sort of like feel to it. There were lots of different little areas that were fun. There were beefy dancers, like bearish dancers. I wrote that it was kind of spendy, but that's how LA is, I think. But that the bartender was very, very, very nice to me.
Oh,
3 dildos.
Nice. That's a good average score. That's a good time.
That's a pretty good number of dildos.
Yeah, for sure.
Our website is gayishpodcast.com.
We are on social media at Gayish Podcast.
Our hotline, you can send us text messages or leave us voicemails, is 5855-GAYISH. That's 585-542-9474. Standard rates apply.
Our email is gayishpodcast@gmail.com, or you can send us questions to gayishpodcast +450@gmail.com.
Our physical mailing address is Post Office Box 19882, Seattle, Washington, 98109.
Gayest and straightest? Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
My gayest is taking my doxy pep.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
You know.
It means you took it in the butt, and so you took in the mouth.
And take it in the mouth when you take it in the butt, for sure.
Yeah.
My straightest is I was laying on the couch and I was licking my lips, and I realized I just started licking garlic salt out of my beard because my beard was longer and there was some trapped in there, and I just licked it out. Felt very straight.
Your flavor saver saved some flavor.
Exactly. What about you?
Well, at first I thought you were going to say come, Kyle, and then.
I wish that would have been my gayest, if so.
What about me? The straightest thing about me this week, I am traveling in Asia for work. I was in India in 2 different spots, and now I'm in Bangkok, and next week I'm in Singapore. And I noticed that when I am in Asia, I am more likely to use the word partner instead of boyfriend. I keep it ambiguous so that people might think maybe I'm straight, or then, I've had a couple of people then like pull me aside and say like, you're gay, right?
Really? They do?
Yeah.
That seems inappropriate.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it seems like there are certain parts of Asia, India comes to mind, where like we are such a novelty, like out gay people are not a thing. And so I mostly take it as good-natured curiosity. Like I've not felt discriminated against or like they were prying in an inappropriate way. It was mostly just like, you're a gay? I don't know any gays. Like, can I, let's interact.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the gayest thing about me this week is that I, because of the way that this trip was organized, I had to carpool to Vancouver, and then I flew from Vancouver to India, and the people I was carpooling with were limited on space. Could I please pack in a smaller suitcase than my normal giant jumbo suitcase? I said, sure. But that means that I brought less clothes, and therefore I ran out of underwear, and all I have left is jock straps.
You brought enough jock straps that you can wear just jock straps?
Well, just like I brought both. I brought underwear and jock straps, and I'm out of underwear. So now I'm on to like, it's jock straps or nothing now for the rest of the trip until I get back next week.
That's fun.
Yeah. We have a listener's Gayest and Straightest.
Yeah, we do. This is from Sandy from Rochester.
Okay.
Hey, Mike and Kyle. It's Andy from Rochester. Gayest and straightest this week. My gayest is flirting with a cute boy at the grocery store. And my straightest is working on my car in the heat, in the sun. But in Rochester, we have Pride next week, so we got that to look forward to. Love the show. Love you guys. Bye.
There's nothing like auto repair for a good straightest,
I was thinking the same thing. That always makes for a perfect straightest, is doing something with your car, especially in the heat. That makes it extra straight.
Yeah. For sure. Good for you for knowing how to do stuff.
Yeah, I know, right? That's impressive.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. Vote for us in the podcast awards. Come on the cruise, gayishpodcast.com/cruise. Buy our book, gayishpodcast.com/book. Come to the Q&A happy hour. That's again on August the 5th, Tuesday, August the 5th at 6 p.m. Pacific. Look in the Patreon app for the link. And that's it. We did it.
Yeah, we did it.
Thank you to all the chasers, no matter what you're chasing or who, or like, except that's not true. Some of y'all need to get it together, but for the most part, thanks.
Sure. Okay. And thank you to our super gappers. Thank you to Locomotive, Simon Strachey, Kaylee Adams, Kid Oliver, Kobe Gordon, Squaggle, Pip, Andrew Bugby, William Bryant, John Crowley, Stephen Ports, Yost Osel, Jonathan Montanius, Forrest Nail, Steve Douglas, Explosive Lasagna, Michael Covington, Thomas B, Dusty Sands, A. Coleman, Chris Cacciatorians, Jerome York, and Cian and Hobby. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your money that we chase. That's it. This has been Gayish from the Chris Cacciatorian Studios. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you. See ya.
Yeah. Chase your dreams, everyone.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to talk about chasers?
Let's talk about chasers. But first, Kyle.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to cut this. I would like to make another cup of coffee because I'm dying, but the only way to do that in this room is to start this kettle, and it makes a lot of noise.
Oh, okay.
This is the part where Mike makes coffee. It's loud.